Hello again, friends, and welcome to Gamecock Central Radio Baseball Report with Gamecock great Kip Bouknight. My name is Emerson Phillips. Glad to have you along today. Kip, everybody talking about basketball right now, but the Gamecock baseball team picked up a series win over the weekend over Alabama, so all things rosy for the Gamecocks right now, not just in basketball, but in baseball as well. The Gamecocks took 2 out of 3 from Alabama and are now 5-1 in the SEC.
Yeah, South baseball is right where they need to be right now. They're doing everything they can to continue a strong start to the season. Ever since losing 2 out of 3 to Clemson, they've done a wonderful job, and you're right, they're kind of getting overshadowed a little bit by the basketball program, but it's certainly well deserved. I just cannot be more proud and happy to be a Gamecock, and so happy for Frank Martin and the players, as well as Dawn Staley and their players, and congrats to them. It's just an awesome time to be a Gamecock, and baseball's very, very important. Obviously, this is a very important sport at the university, and I'm sure they'll start getting their attention shortly. But right now, it is definitely a lot on basketball.
Yeah, it is. And, baseball has carried the flag for this university's athletic program for a very long time. So I think you're right. I think once basketball season wraps up, which Gamecock fans are hoping will not be, for another couple of games, baseball will return to the forefront as it typically is this time of year. Gamecock baseball still ranked as high as number 4 in the country, and South Carolina picked up a series win in conference play this past weekend over Alabama. But it was Alabama that won Game 1 on Friday, Kip. Adam Hill, the Gamecocks' Friday night starter, due to this injury to Clark Schmidt. Schmidt ended up pitching on Sunday, so we'll get to Clark Schmidt in just a moment, but Bama won 4-2 on Friday night with Adam Hill, the starting pitcher for the Gamecocks. He worked 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 9, and walked 1, and it was Reed Scott and Coley Bowers working the last 3 innings. Bowers giving up an unearned run in the 9th inning there. 4 singles in the first inning led to 2 runs for the Gamecocks in the first. T.J. Hopkins singled up the middle, stole second, took third on a wild pitch, and Matt Williams walked to give the Gamecocks runners first and third, and then Alex Destino singled to right to score Hopkins. Chris Kellen would add an RBI single as well. In the top of the third, Alabama got a solo home run from Cody Henry to left on the second pitch he saw from Adam Hill. And in the top of the fourth, Chandler Taylor hit a 2-out, 2-run home run to right field. Bama added another run in the top of the 9th. Gamecocks had 5 hits in the first 2 innings, but just 1 hit over the final 7. So Bama came in here winless in conference play, Kip, but they take Game 1 at Founders Park this past Friday.
Yeah, that was it's tough to get down 0-1, and again, to come back and win that series was huge for the Gamecocks. So, certainly a very, very positive weekend, but I said this before, I really feel like our team, to have long-term success, we're going to have to average at least 5-6 runs a game. And, I think our pitching staff at times can be dominant. I really do believe that, especially our starters. I could see us having a weekend where we give up 2 or 3 runs the whole weekend and that's it. And, we win some close ball games and low scoring affairs. But bottom line is the hitting has to be, it has to be there, and it has to be a little bit more consistent. But, hey, that's one game. They come back and win on Saturday and Sunday, and looking forward to another solid week this week.
Attended 67-27 on Friday, and then for Saturday, a sellout crowd, 82-42 at Founders Park in an exciting ball game, a 6-5 Gamecock win in 10 innings over Alabama. Junior infielder Justin Rowe delivered a walk-off single in the 10th to lift Carolina to the win. Gamecocks trailed 5-4 entering the bottom of the 9th, but they got a leadoff walk from Jonah Bride, and with 2 outs, he moved to second on a wild pitch. Danny Blair then came in to pinch run, and he scored on a pair of Alabama wild pitches. And then in the bottom of the 10th, Hunter Taylor led off with a walk. L.T. Tolbert singled to left on a 1-2 pitch, and a wild pitch advanced both runners. Hopkins drew a 1-out walk to load the bases, and then Rowe hit a liner to left on a 2-0 pitch to give the Gamecocks the walk-off win. Carolina led 4-0 through 6 innings in this ball game, but Bama scored 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and they got a solo home run by Chandler Taylor in the top of the 9th. Bama would take a 5-4 lead when they scored their 5th run on a double play ball in the 9th. L.T. Tolbert 3 for 5 with 3 singles, matched a career high there for Tolbert. And Will Crow, the Gamecock starter, got a no decision here. 6 in the third innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And Josh Reagan was the winning pitcher, now 3-0 on the year, 3.2 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, and 2 walks. And then game 3 Sunday, a 4-2 South Carolina victory, attendance 71-42. This game pushed up to a noon start to accommodate Gamecock baseball fans who wanted to get out of there in time to watch the Elite Eight game in Madison Square Garden on Sunday. So the Gamecocks broke a 2-2 tie Sunday with a pair of runs in the 7th, and South Carolina took the series. Freshman DH Riley Hogan went 2 for 3 with an RBI. He had a 2-out RBI double in the 6th. And the Gamecocks got 2 runs in the 7th to break a 2-2 tie. So the Gamecocks, in a ball game that lasted 2 hours and 29 minutes, win the series on Sunday. Kip, 4-2 the final. And we're starting to hear some new names here. Riley Hogan, the freshman DH, had a really solid game on Sunday. And Gamecock pitching continues to be very good. The Carolina team ERA is second in the SEC right now, 2.82 for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point, bringing in Riley Hogan. And you're seeing some younger players get opportunities, and unfortunately, some on the pitching side has been because of some injuries. But I still think that can be a positive and can really help this ball club down the road and the rest of the season. And so, for me, again, you look at the ERA, the team ERA of 2.8, second in the SEC. If we can score 6 or more runs a game, I mean, we're going to be very, very tough to beat. So that's, again, they're in a good position. Ever since losing the Clemson series 2 out of 3, they've been playing some solid baseball. It's a long season, but then again, too, you blink an eye and you'll be looking up, and next thing you know, it'll be 2 weekend series left in the SEC. So if you can continue to win 2 out of 3, it'll be in good shape. And this team, the biggest thing is they've got to come ready to play every single time out. And I don't care what anybody says, not many times in college sports can you just strap it on and go out and play and win on talent, and especially in baseball. And I think that's what South Carolina's program has been built upon, is just that will to win, that fight, that hunger, the drive. And I think you're seeing it in the basketball program. I think it is absolutely 100%. That team has taken on the personality of their head coach and Frank Martin, and they believe. And they don't care who they're playing. They believe they can win, and they're hungry to win. And, it's certainly the same thing the baseball program's had for a long time. It's fun to see the rest of our sports follow suit.
Gamecock junior lefty John Park picked up his first win of the season on Sunday with 2 scoreless innings of relief. And Jonah Bride sack fly scored Matt Williams in the 7th, part of that 2-run Gamecock 7th. Madison Stokes laid down a bunt, and the throw went to third, trying to get Danny Blair, who had led off with a double, and a wild throw to third scored Blair. So, Kip, we talked about doing the little things, getting bunts down. A little thing like that, if you can execute plays like that, it's going to help you win tight ball games, and that's what Carolina did on Sunday against Alabama.
It is. You're exactly right, Emerson. I mean, this team, again, I think is pitching, defense, timely hitting, and execution. And, that's why it's you'd think back to, the practices they have and just being able to, take pride in getting bunts down in practice, take pride in working on that, take pride in being able to advance on a ball in the dirt and anticipate things. There's a lot more to baseball than just lining up and throwing at 92 miles an hour and hitting a 3-run homer. So, there's, and again, those are things that South Carolina has, in my opinion, is what kind of got them to the top and got them to where they are. And they just got to always remember that. It's tough when a program gets as good as it is now and you get the elite athletes you get in. But you've always got to remember where you came from. And these guys have just got to continue to fight and play hungry. And, I certainly are doing that so far this season. And I think a lot of baseball fans got upset when they lost 2 out of 3 to Clemson. Not necessarily losing 2 out of 3 to Clemson, but the way we lost them. But, you can look at it 2 ways. We could have either swept that series or Clemson could have easily swept us, because we certainly gave them the game or they gave us the game on Friday night. So, again, these guys have just got to come out and play hungry and, keep continuing to play, because it's going to be postseason play before you know it.
Okay, Clark Schmidt returned from that mild oblique strain, Kip, and he pitched on Sunday, worked 6 innings through 72 pitches, pitched well, gave up just 1 run, only 3 hits, struck out 5, and did not walk a batter. He's 3-0 with a 1.12 ERA, 6th in the SEC in ERA, 9th in opponent's batting average. So good to see Clark Schmidt back. What did you think about him on Sunday, Kip?
I thought he looked great. I mean, 6 innings, 72 pitches. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better line. He was pounding the zone, with strikes. And, the biggest thing is, and no one can answer this but Clark, is how does he feel? How does he feel? Even if he may have felt great during the game, how does his oblique feel after the next day? Was he able to throw his bullpen? Things like that. Those are things that you can be concerned about. But to come back and the amount of time he did, hats off to the training staff and Brainerd Cooper and those guys getting him back and getting him ready, and hopefully he can continue to stay healthy the rest of the season. He's definitely a key to our success.
Kip, if he stays healthy, will he return to the Friday starter slot? He pitched Sunday last weekend, but we feel like that was necessitated, probably because of the injury. Will he return to the Friday starting position, you think?
I mean, I certainly would anticipate that, and the fact that he only threw 72 pitches on Sunday, he could easily come back and start Friday night this week. So, I mean, that may be something that ends up happening, or they may just give him that additional rest and maybe push him to, Saturday or when you get college baseball is a little bit different. I mean, because you're getting 6 or 7 days off in between starts, and once these guys get to the next level, they're going to be pitching every 5th day. So, the routines may have to change a little bit for him to make that adjustment, but he certainly could do it from an arm health and an arm strength standpoint.
Okay. All right, the Gamecocks 17-6 now on the year, 5-1 in conference play. Carolina's won 10 of 11 since the Clemson series, and Bama now 12-12 on the year, and they are 1-5 in the SEC. So the Gamecocks play again Tuesday night. Tonight, we're recording here on Tuesday. The Gamecocks play at the Citadel. The Citadel's 9-15 on the year. 7 o'clock first pitch tonight at Joe Riley Park in Charleston, and it'll be freshman right-hander Cody Morris starting for the Gamecocks. It'll be his 3rd start of the year. Morris has been good with a 1.35 earned run average and 10 strikeouts and 6 2/3 of work this year, Kip. So Carolina beat the Citadel, actually hammered them pretty good back on March the 7th, banged out a season-high 15 hits, and that may be the most complete game that Carolina has played. T.J. Hopkins hit 2 home runs in that game. Chris Cullen added a home run, and it was sophomore righty Graham Lawson, the Gamecocks' winning pitcher that day. So the Citadel has struggled this year, Kip, and the Gamecocks are hot right now, winners of 10 of 11.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a night where hopefully you can get a lot of guys involved and bang out double-digit hits and double-digit runs. It's tough to watch the Citadel right now. I'm really surprised their program has went downhill as much as it has, but it's definitely should be an easy win for the Gamecocks, and Cody Morris has been great, and it's going to be good to get some other guys involved in the game as well. And they got a quick turnaround and be heading on the road to go to Auburn this weekend. All
right, yeah, Auburn. Interesting. Auburn opened the season with a 22-game homestand, but their last 4 games have been on the road, and they did take 2 out of 3 at Georgia last weekend. So we'll get together later in the week. We'll talk about Auburn. Auburn's a good ball club, ranked 16th in the country right now, and that'll be a tough road test for Coach Holbrook and these baseball Gamecocks. Kip, how big a basketball fan are you, and are you going to Phoenix this weekend?
I'm a huge basketball fan. I don't think I missed a game when I was in college and used to watch BJ and Melvin Davis, all those guys, and I am actually heading to Phoenix, so awesome. I can't wait. I'm really, really excited, and certainly will be keeping in touch with the baseball games and watching those on my iPhone, but definitely cannot be more excited to be heading to Arizona and watching the Gamecocks play.
Yeah, it's a big deal. The Gamecock men are in the Final Four in Phoenix or Glendale, Arizona, and the women are now in the Final Four, which is in Dallas, Texas. So Gamecock baseball at Auburn this weekend. And Kip and I will come back to talk Gamecock baseball. We'll preview Auburn later in the week. Kip, appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Emerson. Go Gamecock.
All right, that's Gamecock legend Kip Bouknight, and I'm Emerson Phillips, and this is Gamecock Central Radio. Basketball taking the headlines right now throughout the Palmetto State, but we'll be back later in the week to preview South Carolina and Auburn baseball here on Gamecock Central Radio. Thanks for being with us.